McDowell supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay By Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The CDC opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Another wonderful Wednesday afternoon to you, everyone. It is the 18th day of the month of August 2024. This is The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside Jaquan Joseph as our technical operator. Our program airs weekdays from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on Real FM radio station 91.3 North and 91.5 South, simulcasting also on MBC Television, Channel 120 on the Flow Cable TV service. We are also on Facebook Live and streaming live on YouTube as well. I hope your day is going good. It's a rainy time right now. I never saw it coming, I have to tell you, the way the day started. I thought it was going to be another regular day. That's a regular in our context, of course. But then the rains came, and I'm in fairly heavy downpour. I'm grateful for it. It keeps the place a little cooler than it might otherwise have been, although we know the aftermath of the rain is to have this kind of stifling stuffiness and humidity and so on. But at the time that it takes away some of the heat from the asphalt and from the pavement and from the concrete and gives the earth something to drink, I'm always grateful for that. For a few times I have to tell you, the rain either comes just when I'm about leaving my home, which it did, and so I had to get out in a little bit of it, wore a cap and so on to get to my vehicle. And then when I reached MBC, I had to get out in it, get a bit of sprinkle to get into the studio. Only thing I'm concerned about is that I don't go back to the days where I struggled with the flu, because it wasn't a good experience. And I've corroborated it with other people who've had the experience that the flu that we're having now seems to be a kind of a bizarre thing, The symptoms seem so varied and so on, things that are non-flu symptoms, It isn't so much any fever, which I never had, a cough, which only once, every week and so on, I would have a little cough, a little bit of obstruction in the throat and having to clear the throat. You would have heard me doing that a bit and so on, hardly a headache or anything. But there seem to be symptoms that you don't ordinarily associate with flu, stomach disturbances. One time, you go to the bathroom often. Another time it seems there's, constipation issue. Another time nausea. Another time pain, in the body and so on. So just be careful with it if the rain does have anything to do. When I got the sprinkle coming into the studio, I said to myself, I hope it doesn't give me a relapse. Because while the symptoms may be kind of vague, nebulous and so on, they are not very pleasant. So watch yourself, St. Lucians. All right. Enough said on that. I really thought pagers, which I had one a very long time ago. When did I have a pager? Must have been close to 30 years ago. I had a pager. Served its purpose, worked very well. Especially if you knew how to use it to send text messages, which were advanced technology at that time. But we know what happened with the cell phone revolution that came to St. Lucia. The great battles between cable and wireless and Digicel, and when those cell phones came, how we enthusiastically and eagerly scooped them up. I remember there was an ASU Square celebration down at Cul-de-sac, and I think it was Flo was virtually giving away cell phones. They were so cheap, $50. I remember I didn't have a cell phone yet, and my son came and said, Daddy, I can get a cell phone for $50. Can you buy it for me? And I was just too glad. I didn't get one myself. To give him $50, and he came back with a, by the standards of the time, decent cell phone. Can't remember if my wife was there and got one at the same time or whatever it was and so on. It almost sounded too good to be true. So pagers became something that I hadn't heard about for a very long time, except now. I'm hearing that thousands of pagers exploded simultaneously in the hands nearby, clipped to the belt of their owners and so on in Lebanon. Close to 10 people being killed as a result of pagers exploding. Who got hip injuries, who got hole in their hip and hole in their belly and in critical condition. Who it exploded in their hands, they have lost fingers and other amputations that they have suffered, and almost all of them, 2,000 plus I'm told, in the news and all of that, belong to or closely associated with the militant group classified as a terrorist organization by many top countries in the world, Hezbollah being the obvious target of it. People, I want to ask, don't you find that scary? Even if it's pagers. But I'm being told that it wasn't so much that they use network electronics to send the signal. I mean, it's a long time I've heard about they can detonate bombs, remote control, plant bombs and send a signal to the person's cell phone or whatever it is, and it can detonate the bomb and all of that. But my goodness me, for people to have their pagers and the pagers are exploding on them, in their hands, on their pillows, under their pillows, wherever they keep it and so on. Who knows? I'm told children, at least one child being among the dead in this thing and so on. because somebody wanted to strike back at the Hezbollah organization. I think how many of Hezbollah's leaders and commanders got hit in that thing. And because pages are old technology is precisely why they are saying that whoever did it, and I mean to rig 3,000 pages, that calls for a very well-resourced, very well, organized outfit to do that. People who know what they're doing, to put bomb material, whether it's plastic explosive or whatever it is, I don't know. They're saying that they didn't do it by sending any kind of network signal. The shipment of pages to Lebanon seems to have been intercepted, and whoever intercepted it set about, to opening them up and unclipping them and unscrewing them and placing explosive into that whole shipment and then letting it go on to Lebanon, where they could now detonate them remotely and so on. My goodness, isn't that scary if they can do it with old technology like pages? Do I have to worry about my phone? Do I have to worry about my Android smartphone, my Nokia, G20, not the most sophisticated, that somebody can send some signal, some code to it that can cause the battery in it to overheat? Because I've heard about this exploding battery in cell phones, and I think there have been a couple fatalities. Yes, that they've killed people, that these things have a lot of energy in them, and when they explode, they overheat, whatever. I think it happened. That's why one of the reasons why they want you to turn it off on aircraft. Not only because of the signal it gives off that can interfere with the aircraft's navigation signals and system, but because of the whole battery thing. That an exploding battery, you never know the extent of damage that it can cause. If they can do that with old technology pages, intercept and rig them, the newer technology, smartphones and so on, can people, whether for any reason, I criticize Israel and I criticize America and I criticize what is supposed to be the technologically sophisticated and advanced societies and so on. Can somebody send some signal to my phone and cause it to explode? And if I'm holding it, make me lose my hand or fingers, or in my face? I heard people lost eyes, people lost, it blew out people's eyes and so on. Wow! And Israel isn't talking, they're not saying anything. Because, of course, if they admit to it, it could be the subject of international litigation and international criminal court and all those kinds of things. If it is known that the state of Israel, the Israeli government, really was behind this sort of thing. But it would also present a lot of questions about when you have a shipment of things on its way. Who has access to it? Who can intercept it? Who can take it out of the shipping, the shipping line and the shipping train and so on, and go and put together how many thousand of your agents and soldiers to go and to rig each one individually and to put whatever remote control thing that is in it, so when you send a message or a signal that it will explode. This really is something. This is scary, very, very scary. The implication, it's probably happening already, of course. We probably already have enough of this cloak and dagger spy and espionage and terrorist thing in the world that it can happen. But to think thousands of pages all at once just exploding. If they can do that, what more can they do with iPhone and with Nokias and with all different brands of phones that they have, a lot of them which are based in countries that are very technologically advanced, European countries, NATO countries, North American countries, etc., etc., etc. This is beyond scary. Let's hope that more light will be shed on what has happened. But it just goes to show, you see that conflict happening in the Middle East. I'm not one of those to come and say that it marks the final journey to the end of the world and the battle of Armageddon and all. We always have this kind of, how you call this? What's the name of it? There's no word for it, but we always have this kind of, not messianic is the word, but this whole, it starts with A, I just can't remember the word now. We always have this sort of thing, but you see this thing going on in the Middle East, it's going to get worse. And the legacy it will leave behind of hatred beyond anything. There's already hatred in that, incurable hatred in that part of the world. I mean, the kind of high sus that there is. Arab against Arab, Arab against Jew, Arab against Persian, Persian against Jew. The kind of hatred that is there. Once Iran enters into the mix, it is going to complicate things, and they're already there. It is going to make it insoluble. It is going to cause a hardening of stances by America, by Canada, by NATO, by Europe, and so on. The mere fact being that Iran is involved in that Russia-Ukraine conflict on the side of Russia, and they are supplying the Russians with drones and missiles. It's been a long time they've been involved in what's happening there, but you see this Persian connection. I've told you that before. If there is anything that Jews and Arabs hate and fear more than each other, it's Persians. Yeah, they changed their name because of Islamic, evolution and conversion to Iran, but it's the same Persia. And if you read the history of Persia, you know that there is a spirit of conquest about these people. That no matter all the becoming Islamic and everything like that, they still have the same ancient Persian spirit of conquest. Because you must ask yourself, what is Iran doing, involving itself, inserting itself in this conflict between Palestinians and Israel, between Jews and Arabs? What are they doing? Israel does not occupy any Iranian or Persian territory. They don't have any of the disputes which give rise to the Israel-Palestinian conflict. Why are they involving themselves? And it ain't like the majority Arab countries like Iran, like Saudi Arabia, They're very jittery about them. But there they are involved in it. And I am telling you, if America were minded to give a rebuke to Israel and to try to, restrain Israel, they're not going to do it because of that Iranian connection. It is going to make things get worse. It will increase the hatred. Neither side will want to back down. Hezbollah will only be thinking of revenge, just like Hamas now. Iran will be thinking how it can help them. It has already begun to get directly involved. But what I wanted to say is that this use of technology to target people, and not just one, two, thousands at the same time, people, this is beyond scary. Really, really, really frightening. And you have to ask yourself, where further will it go to destabilize? You heard me talk about South Africa getting involved in this thing to take Israel to criminal court and all this sort of thing. I'm not saying they're doing the wrong thing, but there was too much of a long struggle for black majority rule to get out from under the heel and the jackboot of apartheid. Choose your battles carefully, time them carefully. I know these are among some of the things that they can do. Already, the African National Congress under the leadership of Cyril Ramaphosa has already lost its majority. It had to form some coalition with other parties and so on for it to stay in government. If you see that these kinds of things can be brought to bear against them, the technological high stakes, high end game and so on, that's another weapon that they will use against them for daring to speak out against the atrocities that are taking place in the Israel versus Hamas conflict. Enough said on that, folks. Let me just mention something. I remember many years ago, and I'm talking about the 2001 to 2006 period, the Labour Party was in office. It was the first and only term of 2 members of parliament. There may have been others, but those 2 I remember. Ignatius Jean for the newly created constituency of Castries North. He became Minister of Planning, Physical Development. I can't remember. He was shifted. I think at one time he was Minister of Agriculture because he's got a strong agricultural background, etc., etc. I think he was moved over to physical development and all when all the issues with Walter François and the PhD and all of that came up, etc. And Ignatius Jean was a one-term MP. When 2006 rolled around, he was among the several Labour Party MPs who lost their seats. The other one was Felix Finistère. He won the seat. And I think he became minister. Not I think, he became minister of Communications, Works, Transport and Public Utilities. The infrastructure nomenclature was not yet there. And if I remember correctly, there was a very brief period where Prime Minister Anthony, Deputy Prime Minister, a lot of people had a problem with that, and Deputy Prime Minister Mario Michel. It's only for Mario Michel they knew there's no such thing as Deputy Prime Minister, you know. George Mallet was for decades Deputy Prime Minister, you know, but they didn't have a problem with that. It was only Mario Michel. You know, it's amazing, you know, in St. Lucia when you have beef against certain people, how your principles and your definitions and your, you know, your fastidiousness and your finicky thing about strictness and so on, that is the only time it comes. You don't remember Judge Mallet, but Mario Michel, you know, there were some people, oh my goodness, they hated Mario Michel just like they hated Petrus Compton and Didicus Jules. And I hope we don't see this thing in the politics of St. Lucia, where the stance you take on things, the principles that you claim to espouse, they depend upon the state of your personal relationship with the personalities involved. It really is not good, especially when you have people who look up to you, who think you're somebody who can have an educational effect on them, that they can learn something from you. And all you are doing is abusing this kind of regard in which you are held, because you think you must nudge people's minds in the direction in which you want it to go. We have to be bigger than that. If there are young people or any kind of people listening to me now, I don't want them to pay the price for the respect they have for me and the regard they hold me, because I feel that my aim, my objective, my agenda should be to herd and corral their thinking into what is convenient for me. So I'm vexed with somebody, I must use my influence to try to make them vex with the person too. I hate somebody, I hope I never do, I must try to make them hate the person too. This is small, this is low, this is unbecoming, this is unworthy of the regard in which you are held. Yet I saw a lot of it, you know. And you know, they had this kind of aggressive bullying way about them, that if they don't like Mario Michel and you come and say anything about Mario Michel, oh my goodness, you can be sure when their turn comes, you know, their turn at the mic, they would do everything to embarrass you and humiliate you and call you names like you were butt kisser, kissing butt and brown noser. Oh my goodness, we had a lot of that. You say Deputy Prime Minister Mario Michel, Deputy Prime Minister, there is no such thing. He was Deputy Prime Minister. Philip J. Pierre was Deputy Prime Minister. Ernest Hiller is Deputy Prime Minister. They got the instrument of appointment. Not everything that is constitutional is written in black and white in the Constitution. As a matter of fact, someone took that explanation, I wouldn't even call it a principle, to the extreme and say that even though the Constitution says there shall be a Deputy Speaker, the Constitution never said what penalty there is for not having one. So you know, you don't care about disobeying the Constitution once it doesn't threaten any big stick over your back. You know, weird kind of thinking. I didn't hear those same people come out, you know. I didn't hear those same people come out and go to town on the decision not to have a Deputy Speaker, especially when there was already a Deputy Speaker. They recognized the need for a Deputy Speaker. But then when it was convenient, turned around, withdrew the Deputy Speaker from the post and appointed the Deputy Speaker to the post of cabinet, leaving the Deputy Speaker position vacant and saying that the opposition should take on the responsibility for the appointment of a Deputy Speaker, like you didn't know that before. You know, this is the kind of thing that has happened in the country. And so, you know, Mario Michel, you mentioned, you say anything favorable about him, you're getting it. You say anything favorable about Petrus Compton, or you have an interview, you're getting it. It was a butt-kissing interview. It was an interview where you just fed him the soup and you didn't ask him the pressing questions. You know, people want to tell you, you know, how to interview. I mean, do your thing on you know. Didicus Jules was another one. Oh my goodness, go to town. This kind of media savagery, I hope it fades away into the sunset forever. I hope it dies and is buried with the purveyors and proponents and protagonists of that kind of public savagery. which hurt and hindered the public discourse, intimidating people or trying to intimidate people and so on, because I got it in those days. I got it. But to come back to the point, Felix Finisterre, I think on one occasion, if I remember correctly, maybe it wasn't him, but I think he did a very brief stint as acting prime minister. All those who were deemed senior to him at the time, I think, had to be out. I think so. And it was like, for that short period which spanned a weekend, I think, where if it wasn't Finisterre, it may have been married, but I just can't remember. Maybe Finisterre commented about something to me then. And like all of a sudden, there was a hive of activity, clearly designed, clearly intended to unsettle and destabilize the government at the time. In other words, your boss not there, you acting, let me see how good you are. Let's see you get on your mettle. And all of a sudden, those couple of days, there was transport, bus drivers wanting to go on strike, and this one and that one, and oh my goodness, it's like everybody was just so hyper and restless and so hyperactive and wanting, like to create some kind of stress. And maybe it's Finisterre who told me, you don't see what's happening? You know what they're doing? They're trying to put the government under pressure because the chief is not there. So they believe the rest of us will be a little shaky, will be a little wobbly. And he pointed to me the responses from one or two ministers. And I said, but why are they taking this on? He said, Shelton, the fellow's under pressure. That is what. I suspect that's where Finisterre came in. We had an interview at Radio St. Lucia. And afterwards, we were having a little casual chat. And he said, the fellow's under pressure. And that's exactly what. And he named somebody, an opposition figure. That's why he's doing it. He figured that, the chief and the deputy not there, so we may be a little vulnerable and unsure of ourselves. So, he trying to stir up all kinds of things against us. Why have I brought this up at this time? I think you know. A government statement which came out today or yesterday has announced that Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre has proceeded on vacation leave. It would have had to be yesterday because, all right, September 17th. So that would have been yesterday for immediate release. Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre to proceed on vacation leave. Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre will be on a 5-day vacation leave outside the state from September 17th, which would have been yesterday, 2024, to September 22nd, 2024. So that would have been from yesterday until Sunday, right? Deputy Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Ernest Hilaire will act as Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Economic Development and the Youth Economy, and Minister for Justice and National Security from the afternoon of September 17th, 2024 to the afternoon of September 22nd, 2024. I want to tell you this. Don't be surprised, given all that has been thrown at him for the year so far, over CIP, over this, over that, and now I see some complaint coming out, which if it is true and it is what it is, it's legitimate. It's a legitimate grouse if Calypsonians and other people are claiming that they have not yet been paid. Carnival was in July. August has passed. We over the middle of September. I don't know what is the normal timeline for paying people who were involved in Calypso and whatever else it was. I don't really know. I think T.C. Brown has taken it up in song. Calypsonians put in a lot of work. People who do Carnival, it's a lot. They pump in a lot of resources. We see the artistry, but there's a lot of support work and background work that requires money and so on. So whatever it is, I see it's already been played up and so on. And I understand some elements of the opposition are already taking it up as something, that gives them that kind of l'estomac to go after the government. I just want to tell you, I don't know if this has anything to do with Ernest Hilaire acting as Prime Minister, but given what has been thrown at him, I mean that horrific episode with that CIP and the whole Martinez thing and all what they have tried to do just to undermine and discredit and subvert Ernest Hilaire in his ministerial oversight of the citizenship by investment program. McLeod and all of that is collateral damage. Don't care who they have to take out. The real target is Ernest Hilaire. And the mastermind behind all this thing against Ernest Hilaire is the same mastermind against him in Cricket World Cup. It's the same mastermind against him against T20 World Cup that we recently have, the state of the Darren Sammy Stadium and this and the same person. It's the same person who's the mastermind behind it. Do not be surprised if you see a heightening and a hyping up of political activity and all kinds of undermining and subversion just designed to test, to embarrass, to stress Ernest Hilaire in these 5 days that he is to act as Prime Minister of St. Lucia in the place of Honorable Philip J. Pierre. I think he's more than equal to it, of course. I think Ernest Hilaire is a guy who around long enough. He got his smarts, he got his education, he got his wisdom, he is sharp, and he has a team around him that will have his back. I just want to ask us, the rest of the people, the citizenry of St. Lucia, who have seen the very despicable attempts to attack government ministers and public stewards not on policy, not on law, not on rules, not on constitution that they have violated, but in a very base, vile, scumbag ad hominem way that they have been doing it, to band together to also have Dr. Ernest Hilaire's back. To watch out for all the things they will be likely trying and throwing and so on to get at him. Make sure that you band together and to have his back. Whether or not you consider him a likable person or whatever, we always have this little, trifling, extraneous, peripheral things about somebody who met pass and he smile and this and none and the other and met him come and sit down on the wall, this kind of thing. I think we know now enough about Ernest Hilaire to know that he is a man of integrity. And it is because they know he's a man of integrity that they're throwing every kind of shade at him and hoping it will stick. About Range Rover, about this, about 1.4 billion, about C, and about SAR and so on. I think we know that. Let them wait for their day in court. But you see the little shenanigans and trickery and all the little things that they will try to wake up and excite and the my way and the lie day and so on. We by now are a people who should be trained to see through that and to not fall for it. Let us give our support and our assistance to Comrade Dr. Ernest Hilaire. All the time going forward, but especially in these 5 days, where I would not find it strange, would not put it past them, that they will do everything they can to try to make him look incompetent, to try to make him look, and to stir up all kinds of things. And you know what the sad thing about it? It ain't only the UWP sometimes who are doing it, Sometimes the most dangerous people are people you assume are comrades themselves, are within your own camp, who have their little jealousies, who have their little ambitions, who have their little grudges, who have all kinds of things that they will try to do to undermine another person because they believe that this is what is going to catapult them to something, some objective, some position, some goal that they want to attain, and they do not mind if they have to trip over, if they have to undermine, if they have to subvert someone who's supposed. It happens all over. It happens in armies, it happens in big countries, in politics, in industry, all kind of things. It's not anything I know, I'm just saying, let us, until Honorable Prime Minister Philip Joseph Pierre returns from his well-deserved vacation. He's obviously insufficient vacation of just 5 days, considering the way he has been going, what he has been achieving, what he has been doing. Let us make sure we stand toe-to-toe, foursquare with Comrade Dr. Ernest Hilaire, and in every way for the good of our country, have his back. This is The Real Issues. Don't go. We will be right back with the opening of the phone lines.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDow supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDow's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDow's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDow's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The CDC opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
The telephone lines are open for your calls. The numbers to dial, WhatsApp line, mobile that you can call, 758-487-9849. That's 487-9849. And I've noticed the last couple of days that there have been maybe one person, maybe others who call, and when we answer, we had nothing on the other end of the line. We're not going to be long suffering with it this time. As soon as we hear that we answer, give you maybe 2 seconds and we're cutting it off. Okay, so if it's any game anybody playing, you ain't getting past with that. And we also want to tell you, if it is some genuine person, we're sorry about it. Something wrong at your end, technology, make sure you didn't accidentally mute your phone, but we're going to cut it off. All right, and 4533-911 is the landline local number that you can reach us on. The word that I was looking for when I was talking about people always seeing the end of the world in everything, it's apocalyptic. You know, everybody, they tend to see an apocalypse in everything as the end of the world, and you don't see now everything is card and cashless society they're moving into, and the next thing is they'll be microchipping people and they will be putting a chip, you know, whatever, and, you know, we keep going on and on. I'm not saying there aren't apocalyptic signs, you know, but we tend to see apocalypse in everything, you know, and I don't, you know me already, and the whole conspiracy, paranoia and so on, I'm not really signing up to it. You keep your eyes open, especially when it comes to biblical things, give biblical analysis and biblical interpretation to it and so on. I can be with you, but you see, you're not a biblical person. You don't believe in the Bible, but you want to take some kind of little thing out of it and say, you know, that this locust that is affecting sub-Saharan Africa right now, that is one of the plagues that the Bible spoke about. And well, they've had locusts swarming, you know, in wide places and desert places, and eating of the little growth that the rains bring and so on, you know, for since biblical times and so on. And not all of them, they were not saying that every one of them is the end of the world and so on. So I don't really want to go into this. Anyway, folks, let me say good afternoon to a few people on the Facebook Live, such as let me see, we have so many of them. Agatha's Love, who says she's listening, nice to have you. Maria Michelle, Andy Donny, Yante Emmanuel, Cecilia Francis, who says Guy Joseph can be deputy. And they say something about an airline. I think it's Vol Airlines. Why can't Ernest be deputy? These Vol airliners are so shameless. I think I may have modified it somewhat. Doodle Darling Myro, Bernadette Charles, Paul Gilbert, Adolphus Herbert, Agatha's Love, who loves that Shelly Belly thing. Oh yes, good afternoon, Shelly Belly. I accept it. You can tell my Nenen that I have absolutely accepted it. Vernon Casabo, good afternoon to you. And Victor Edward, who says, happy PM's birthday, St. Lucian's. All invited to the fete on 27 September at Darren Sammy Stadium, killing two birds with one stone. Don't know where he got that from. But indeed, today is the birthday of our Prime Minister, Honorable Philip Joseph Pierre. Maybe it's fitting that he took his well-deserved, I maintain, insufficient vacation at this time, because our Prime Minister is marking his birth anniversary. We have a caller on the line already. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to The Real Issues. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hi. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
The same thing of the last 2 days.
I'm there.
Say he's on the line. So what's our problem there?
Okay, let me tell you. I just want to make
caller, are you there?
something.
Are you there, caller?
You hear me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Considering what these fellas have done when they was in power, especially in the health sector. Okay? Because I notice all of the new participants that coming in there right now, all they're talking about is the health sector is in a mess and this and that, when they were the ones who left it in a mess. They don't realize it don't take 20 years for the health sector to take shape. The Prime Minister is doing the best he can. And I heard that lady making a speech, what it was Lady Lee. And it was, I didn't like the way she was going with it at all.
What was she saying? Can you give us some more details, unless it's something distasteful that you prefer not to repeat?
Yeah, what she said was like the health system is in a mess. You know, and people dying at the hospital, and this and that or the other. I don't know if you all have a recording of it. There was a news.
On what radio station is that person?
It was HTS. I was watching the news.
Okay.
And night before, whatever it was, and they were considering launching her on Sunday, the 22nd.
Also, Lady Lee is a candidate.
Running against the former Prime Minister.
Oh, that's for Viewport South. Okay, I think I've heard about it. Seems like a very young person, though.
Yeah, she's kind of young.
Okay.
Young, but I don't know what taste these people getting in this from these guys.
Okay.
I notice when they cannot get through the narratives that they're pushing, they look for the younger people to get in and
especially
use
since
them.
the younger people may not be familiar or not have taken the time to familiarize themselves with the history. So they trust the older ones and they just repeat, I might even say parrot what they've heard. So helps,
Right.
Go ahead though.
Yeah, well, but what I'm saying is that Alan Chasney have to be himself, because the kind of things that they're doing is not the right thing to do. Those are not the right way to go about detesting the government and the country.
Does Alan Chasney strike you as someone who is concerned about doing things right?
No, at all.
Good.
Mate, not ready yet. Mate, let me tell you something. What I realized about those guys, there is something that those fellas did in this while they were in government, and they want to cover it up. They want to see whether they could get into power so that nobody would discover
Or
what
even
they
not
had done.
cover it up, to get back into power so that they can preempt or circumvent being held to account, They don't want to give
True.
time for things like special prosecutor to really get on its feet and to really get going. So they want to get back
Exactly.
into office so that they can stop things like the investigation into the town and village councils, the money, the
Right.
$500,000 checks, the money that Alan Chasney has never properly answered and accounted for with the Soufre Town
Right.
Council, whatever it is. They want to come back and to squash all those things because they know if they are properly held to account, they will have great difficulty giving satisfactory answers. Go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, what I'm saying is that look up. What about the account, the money that they transfer toward the account in whatever Belize or whatever it was.
That's right.
What
That's
about
right.
that?
The Taiwanese loan. Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
the
To Panama.
Taiwanese-
To Panama. It was. Yes.
To Panama.
Yeah.
To Panama. Nobody saying
And not
anything
only
about
that too,
Nobody.
a state loan, a loan that a state takes from another state. How does that
Right.
come to be a private middleman who gets paid commission?
Exactly.
Anyway, we have another caller waiting. Okay.
Okay, my brother. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
You as well. Next caller, are you still there?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead. You're on the air.
I wanted to ask a question, not really you, just a general question. If Alan Chasney wins the next election,
If you what?
if by chance Chasney wins the next election,
You broke up there right now. I didn't quite hear you. If by chance Alan Chasney wins the next election, and then I didn't hear the rest. Oops. Wow. Maybe that's the guy who sounds like someone. Maybe this is the chap who was having difficulty the last couple of days. I don't know. If it is him, I know his name. He's Mr. McLean. So if it's you, Mr. McLean, I don't know. If you want to call back or try, but we're still here. 4879849, the number for the WhatsApp line, and you can also call us on 4533911. Let me continue to acknowledge the people on the Facebook Live. Wilma Amide, Shelley Fanis, Anselm Maxwell, who tells us he's driving but watching. Always a pleasure hearing from you, Brother Anson. You must get back to giving us a call, but maybe your work routine and schedule does not permit it. Wilma Amide says it's raining cats and dogs. She can't hear anything. We'll miss the preamble. Sorry about that, but the archiving of it on the Facebook Live, you can always go back to it. Valence Charles says good afternoon, and we say likewise to him. We have a caller on the line now. Good afternoon to you. Hello.
good afternoon, sir.
Yes, how are you doing?
I was asking if by accident Chasney wins the next election, is he going to legalize cocaine and gunfight?
Why do you ask that? That's
That's a general question.
yeah, but that's kind of
I
extreme.
didn't ask you for an answer. And you'll hear him more about from me when he's getting closer to payday.
But this is kind of extreme. Why would you even ask the question rhetorical or hypothetical as to whether he would legalize
Shelton, you
cocaine?
must remember your history, eh?
Yeah, well, tell me. No, I don't have a history of cocaine, okay? Or gun running or anything
you
like
must
that.
remember the history of St. Lucia.
Yeah, but why would you ask that? I mean, what are you aiming
Mr.
at?
Daniel, let's leave that for when it's getting closer to payday.
For payday?
When it's getting closer to payday.
Why is that? What is the connection between cocaine and payday?
Okay, let it rest that way. I'm sure a lot of people have understood me.
Okay, well, I'm a little on the dull side, and that one.
Okay, I realize that.
Yeah, that one went over my head. Okay, I'm sorry about it.
I will call you privately and explain to you.
Yeah, okay, but I would prefer if we just talk and let's have a conversation than the cryptic, messages and so on that I don't really know, what they're really shooting at. Thank you very much for your call, though. Okay, Wendy John says, happy birthday to our PM. With God's continuous blessings, may he live to see many more years to come. Enjoy your special day to the fullest. Good afternoon to you, Paul Gilbert and Amy Shalry. We have another caller on the line, I think. Good afternoon, Real Issues. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Sheldon.
Yes. You know what? I think. Hold on. I think you are listening to us on the TV or whatever device you have. Now that you've gotten the line, turn down the TV and speak to us and listen to us on the phone strictly.
So we're good now.
Yeah, well, we should be.
Yeah. If peradventure Alan Shastney wins the next election, what I'm expecting to happen, Sheldon, what am I expecting to happen? By the next election, Alan Shastney would be in court. Alan Shastney would have been charged for mishandlings of state funds. That is what I'm expecting to happen. Because when you listen to global news, when you listen to what happens in the world, it would put St. Lucia in a unique position. And perhaps one that doesn't exist anywhere else. We're talking about sub-Saharan Africa when it comes to corruption. We're talking about in Asia, when a politician is found corrupt, this guy better resign because he's gonna get the axe. The events that have transpired here for the past 7 years, I am honestly asking, and you know what, Shelton, it pisses me off when I hear these guys on my radio still talking like they were not in government, like they ran the perfect government, like they had no flaw, they had no problems, and they were doing things so right. When we, the people, know they was doing nothing right. So I am hoping, and let me tell you something, if this cannot happen, I think I'll just take a bow from even voting. Because there are people at Bodile today who is in there, pederasty, slapping a man, you name it. They're paying the price of what they've done to somebody else. If the last government, Alan Shastney included, by the next election, which means the next 2 years, haven't been charged for wrongdoing, I believe we should just go wrong state. We just go communist and finish with that. I'm telling you, because it does not. You tell me when the would that happens. I remember when in Belize, when the former government has sold the value of some land and sell it to some kind of entrepreneur and thing. When the new government came, they took that case went to court and the government got the land. So the kind of thing I hear like Theo King has the same 1,000 acres of land, he's expecting to take people to court. I mean, we need to strengthen our laws so this kind of things cannot happen again. Now, where one man, whether it's the Prime Minister, whether it's JPA, one man with a stroke of a pen can give away St. Lucia. I think that is wrong. Okay? And I'm saying that again. The Labour Party has been given mandates that the DWP never had. And if they don't make it right, they need to pay for it at the polls. Because there should never be a position that the Prime Minister can take his pen and sign out 1,000 acres of a land at $1 US an acre for 99 years. That should never happen. Never. I don't even know where I've ever heard this type of things happening. Okay? So by next election, Sheldon, I'm expecting to hear some of the politicians today that are glorifying themselves and beating the chest have been charged. And if the special prosecutor do not have the balls to bring them forward, leave the work and give the work to somebody else. Okay? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Do we have another caller, Jaquan? Huh? No. Okay. What was I going to say? I was going to read a message that someone has sent. Good afternoon, Shelton. Yes, the rain came unexpectedly raging from the clouds. And another person told me that Lady Lee is the daughter of Peter Motley, aka Koshi. And they gave some further descriptions. But I think we have another call on the line. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hi, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon,
Yes.
Sheldon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. So turn on the volume of your radio or whatever it is because we're getting feedback. Yeah. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, speak to us only through the phone and listen to us only through the phone. Don't try to
Yes.
be listening
Yes,
to your
sir. Yes,
TV
sir.
at the same time. Yeah,
You
go
remember
ahead.
that? You remember that Khan guy from Pakistan?
Oh, Imran?
He went to prison for receiving gifts.
That's Imran Khan, right?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
I think Alan Shasney should go to prison for even the vaccine money, mishandling of state funds. Right?
Okay.
This is mishandling of state funds, and he should go to prison for even that.
Okay.
And I don't know why is he walking around still. Right? There are people in prison, as the last caller said, for minor offense.
Mm-hmm.
Mishandling of state funds. So many people go to prison around the world. Officials go to prison for mishandling of state funds.
Didn't you hear
and
that
Alan Shasney is walking around free. Thank you very much.
Didn't you say it wasn't state funds, it was crown? Thank you very much. It wasn't state funds, it was crown funds. It wasn't public funds, it was oh Lord of mercy. My goodness me. Yeah, so someone says that Lady Lee is the daughter of Peter Motley, aka Koshi, who I know, I think I know very well. Both Mr. Motley. And if Lady Lee, I knew someone called Liana Johannes, who I knew was the daughter of Mr. Peter Motley, aka Koshi. Nice guy to me, by the way. Met me, introduced himself, and was always very, very nice towards me. I remember Liana was a budding Calypsonian at one time. If she wasn't, then she went by the nickname Tutu. You know, they used to call her Tutu. So I don't know if the name has changed, if that is the same Lady Lee that they're talking about. She also was a very, very nice kid. I remember, I think she did a song, or she did backup vocals on a song that Fonty the Calypsonian from Viewfort sang called Make Some Noise, you know, and she was doing the whoa, whoa, if I remember well. Liana Tutu Johannes did, whether she's the same you know, Lady Lee that we're hearing about. Okay, I didn't know she was interested in running politics, but I've seen some appearances that she's made that now, come to think of it, I think that may have been signaling. All right, do we have another call on the line? All right, hi caller, good afternoon. Hello,
Sheldon.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay, Sheldon. Recently, I've been thinking about what has the government done about all the things that Guy Joseph had collected on behalf of the government from that warehouse concerning St. Jude's Hospital. It is now 8 years since they were in office. What has become of those things? I think that the Prime Minister is supposed to ask the man to return or give him a key or whatever it is to wherever those things are.
Yeah, do you have a TV or something on, my friend?
Yes, but it's all down for whatever
but
reason.
you got to bring it right down because
I have it right down. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, because the technician is perceiving the feedback. So
okay, all right.
So go ahead, say again.
Yeah, well, I'm asking the question: where are those things that he took, which were assigned to St. Jude's Hospital?
Okay, the supplies that people donated, that he brought police up,
and he got the police to go to the guy's place
Thomas
and
Eugene's warehouse and everything. Yeah.
Where is it? Why hasn't the government, with all the reconstruction of St. Jude's, why hasn't the government asked Guy to open the warehouse wherever it is, whether it's good, bad, different, if it's expired? But somebody should ask for those things because it's not a personal item of Guy Joseph.
I believe it was reckoned, because a lot of the paint had to be dumped, had to be thrown away because, paint has a certain shelf life
lifetime.
And they ended up dumping the paint, I think, in a waterway close to the sea. The water was colored so badly and so differently. If I remember, they had to dispose of a lot of things.
What about the rest?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Somebody should be asking for that.
Yeah.
Sheldon, just to tease you a bit, the state of our roads, I think there are two people to blame for the state of our roads today. Mr. Stephenson King as Minister for Infrastructure and Richard Frederick. Now, the reason I'm saying so is that 8 years ago, again, Stephenson was in office, and there was some monies that were received or grant or loan taken to repair roads. And I remember out of the mouth of Stephenson King, La Panse Road was mentioned. Okay? Now, I'm saying 8 years ago because that may have happened 3 years while he was in government, and we are 3 years now. But nothing has happened on those roads. I believe, and you can correct me, isn't Richard still the Minister for Local Government?
Yes, he is.
Well, I believe that while our roads need repairs, every town and council should be given some money to do minor repairs in the areas. All those potholes should be attended to until such time when the real work is going to be done. We cannot be waiting for our roads to go potty, and with the hope of the roads being repaired. Some time ago, Stevenson repaired a road at the back of La Clery coming up to La Panse. In my mind, I am just a Kolobo. In my mind, that road could have stayed because I go up and down that road all the time, and the La Panse road should have been repaired. So between Stevenson and Frederick, we should have our roads pothole filled, making them better for us to drive on. Thank you, Sheldon.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, if we don't have anybody on the line at present, let's take the commercial break. And when we come back, we'll take more calls and read more messages.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
All right, folks, you're listening to The Real Issues. And just as soon as the commercial break ended, the phone rang. So let me say good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, my bro.
How are you doing?
I heard about that lady Lee going up against Kenny Anthony. What's going on with Roman Gill? What, Chelsea fire him or something?
I don't know. He's had two passes at it, so maybe he's probably decided that he doesn't want to take a chance on being third time lucky. Maybe he's gotten a little old. You know, so many maybes in that. Maybe they don't feel that he has what it takes to mount any kind of serious challenge that gives him a good chance at winning the seat. Maybe he's not in good health. So many different things, you know.
Yeah, you know, I'm just kind of curious because I know he's the one that went up against Kenny Anthony.
He's not the only one. Dr. Ulrich Mondesi, I think, gave it 2 tries, you know. So, you know, there's been Dr. Ulrich Mondesi, I think, who's tried twice, Roman Gill twice, you know. It just shows the longevity of Dr. Kenny Anthony. We've also had, I think, Carl Daniel at one time who gave it a shot as well. So Dr. Anthony seems to have backhanded away all comers, you know. So now they've decided.
Anyway, I wish that lady good luck. That's all I have to say.
All right, okay. Why are you laughing, though?
What?
Why are you laughing?
Yeah, because I just know she did not stand a chance.
Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, my friend.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
I'm asking you why you're laughing, but I myself, you know, can hardly control myself. But thanks a lot. 487-9849 and 453-3911. We have another call coming in. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues.
Hi, good afternoon, Shelton Joe.
How are you doing?
I'm just saying that the previous caller was asking about the rest of the material for St. Jude.
Yes.
I think I remember some story about a human resource center in Castries Southeast where there are 23 toilets. So I think that's where some of the toilets may have gone, because not even an airport or terminal would have so many toilets.
And that there was some kind of multi-purpose court built at Sarot or something where there may have been some repurposing and redirecting of things. Somebody also told me that at one time there was information about the laundry dryers and special dryers and washers for the hospital laundry were also ended up finding themselves at some facility up in the north in Grosley or something. So there seems to have been some redirecting and repurposing and diverting of some things, at least.
Definitely. They wouldn't let all of these good materials go to waste. So that's just a camouflage.
Yes.
Anyway, so on another note, I just want to mention that on MBC, there is usually interruptions when some controversial topic is being discussed against the opposition. If it's in the morning, like this morning we had this program with Yadi about investments, and absolutely no interruptions. Absolutely none. So why in the afternoon, when you're having a controversial issue, there are interruptions?
So you've heard So you've heard interruption as now as we are on this program?
Earlier on the start of the program, yeah.
What kind of interruption did you hear?
Like sometimes the person starting to speak and then you're not quite hearing everything, but it's okay right now.
Okay, all right, okay.
Thank you. Continue the good work.
Yeah, but thank you for drawing this to my attention. So maybe I can speak to whoever holds the technical cards that something can be done about it. Yeah, I've been hearing that for a long time though, about some very suspiciously timed technical wobbles and disturbances and so on. I don't know if there's anything to them, but we'll watch and see how it goes. We have another caller on the line. Good afternoon, Real Issues. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Okay. Something I was saying. I find the government is taking too much time to prosecute these guys. Honestly, I think we the people of St. Lucia should take some stunts and pressurize the government so that these fellas could be convicted. I cannot see these fellas that have done so many things to us. So many things, and nothing has been done to them. Because it's not taking these fellas 5 years to do what they have to do, and it's probably might take 5 years before they prosecute them, and that's not good. These fellas have to pay for what they have done to us. It's time. I think a lot more people should be calling on certain shows, telling the government it's high time. Put some pressure on those fellas. It need to happen. These fellas have too much big mouth. They are liberty these days, and I really cannot take it. And sometimes I have to put up my television or change my channel when I see these fellas. It has hurt me to see these fellas talking that way, and they have done us so many things.
Okay.
It's time something happen.
Okay.
Trust me, thank you, especially Guy Joseph and what's his name, the Spider-Man. This fella's talking too much. It's high time something happens. Show these fellas what we are made out of.
Okay.
And the people need answers. We need answers. Because I'm certainly sure if it was the Labour Party that was in power and these things were happening, these fellas would go all out and see to that something happen, especially as they are on Iles case there. They would have done something. I'm telling you that. Okay. Something would have done already.
They would have seized a Range Rover or something like that.
Of course, they would have done that. They was in power. They could not get nothing on the man, and they did what they did to the man. Much less if something like that they were in power at the time and they did what.
Remember when they came to power in 2006 December. One of the first things they did was to go and to seize a security hut at Dr. King and to claim that the hut was like a luxury hotel and that it was this and that and the other, and Dr. Anthony must pay for it.
You understand all those kind of things? Yeah. No, even when Dr. Mondesi was in power, remember all the tuxedo villa thing that had gone there, and nothing been done for that, nothing.
Yeah.
But Dr. Mondesi is okay. I'm not going to go into his affairs. Yeah. But Shasney and these guys need to pay. Okay. They need to pay. Every single one of them, especially Nancy Charles. I hate to hear that woman talk. The nonsense she does talk. It's high time she keep her mouth shut. And I need her to keep her mouth shut because she really not making sense when she talking.
The no mama talk.
No, she cannot talk that shit. She does talk the way she does talk.
Okay, you're getting worse than her. We'll talk again, okay? I think your point is made. Thanks very much.
Okay, bye boy. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes we can get carried away and forget that we are on radio, regular radio, regulated radio that has to go according to certain broadcasting standards and all of that. So, the language, we have to watch it. We don't have as much license as we probably do on social media when you're having a Facebook Live or something like that, This is regular licensed, regulated radio that we have here. 4879849, the WhatsApp line that you can call on. and 4533-911. I think we're getting another call right now. Hi, caller. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon, Shelton.
How are you doing?
I am not doing too badly, man.
Okay.
But Laura, man.
Oh, Laura.
Oui, man. And I noticed that you get a new nickname, Shelly Bailey.
Ah, yes, my nenen, man. My nenen so.
So you got a nenen?
Yeah, I have a nenen who dwells somewhere in Canada, man.
I see.
Who seems to have a fixation, if not an outright obsession with my belly, you know.
Let me tell you, Shelton, it's amazing. Isn't it amazing? Shelton, they're giving you maybe on your belly. But they embrace Martinez.
Exactly.
Who the hell is Martinez?
Oh, Martinez is the greatest thing since sliced bread, boy. He's,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he just has to say something and it becomes evidence.
Yes,
and I say this is...
But it's now information.
Yeah.
He never talked about evidence.
Yeah. The prime minister is being taken to task because I saw the evidence. What was the evidence? I saw the emails. I said, wow, that's a former banker. That's someone who used to work in the bank. That's the kind of forensic rigor. That's the kind of how they call that thing in the bank, that the bank has to do a lot of compliance, you know, all those kind of things. I said, this is somebody who worked in an environment of banking compliance. So you just see an email. You're not even sure about, you know, the whole, what went on before, after, but it becomes evidence. So, you know, when you see those things, you tell yourself, partner, stop distressing yourself, you know.
Anyhow, then, Shelton, let me address this issue. I don't know if you remember or you are familiar with the DSH deal and what has happened subsequent to July 2016 when the DSH deal was signed and everything thereafter. Paul. Prior to that, I'm sure you know that Boseju Agricultural Station was what was there in that vicinity. Are you aware?
Yeah, I know about the Boseju Agricultural Station and so many things that they said had to land. Yeah, they said had to move. Yeah.
This was where you found goats. This was where you found the majority of cattle in that area right there.
It was a livestock breeding facility. That's what it was, yeah?
Exactly. So suddenly now, the goats and them ain't have nowhere to graze. The cows and them ain't have nowhere to graze. But wait, there ain't no cows no more. The cows have all but disappeared because they don't have nowhere to go. And cattle is a lot of money.
So let me ask you something. They don't have the livestock breeding facility, period. They did away with that? No, but I'm saying, you know, you keep the livestock, how you call that, in paddocks, you keep it fenced and so on, you keep it indoors in facilities and so on, because it's breeding you want to do, because bringing in the breeding stock is expensive, you know. You know, whether it's Barbados black belly or Anglo-Nubian sheep or Holstein cattle or whatever, these are expensive. You bring one bull and with it use it to breed, you know, a few hundred of the local, you know, heifers and so on, so that you have an enhanced stock and so on. But this is expensive to order and to bring in those things, you know.
Okay, all right. And there were farmers, regular farmers, who had their cattle in that region, so they don't have access to that spot anymore. In fact, they don't even have access to their cattle. All the cattle disappeared. Sorry. So now you have the goats who have nowhere to go, and the goats were accustomed to grazing in that general region. One time they had goats that go to hospital because, you know, Shasney take our hospital for 5 years and he didn't give it to us. So the goats figured they wanted to make a statement. They didn't have any place to go. They went into the stadium to see the doctor. They were not feeling well. You have a man, okay, who can't speak English, Islam basing this government for goats trying to ensure, because with everything that's going on around the stadium, has happened around the stadium over the last 15 years, come on, man. There comes a time when you have to show your level of discomfort. Okay? So we just blaming because we cannot find anything to hold this government's foot to the fire. So we will click on anything. But Shelton, immediately post the 2021 elections, who was the first to go on vacation?
Who was the what?
First person to go on vacation.
The person who said he was so tired.
And they say he had already earned it in this new environment. He had already earned it. He didn't all the vacation he took during his tenure. He earned vacation already. And who was the person that's still on vacation? Who?
Of course.
Who is still on vacation? The man that leaves St. Lucia go on vacation to take pictures for dog.
No. Is when he come to St. Lucia, he's on vacation. Because Alizé mon devle wete tout seul.
Oui. Mais Mr. Pierre qui ja travaille. Mr. Pierre ja fait travail 10 l'année, 3 l'année. Mr. Pierre passe après 5 jours vacances. Hein?
Yes.
I Timothy Poleon bless fee well deserved. Come on, man. Give the man a break. Happy birthday, Mr. Pierre. Enjoy your birthday, Mr. Pierre, because, hello, you have earned the right to celebrate your birthday in grand style. And we supporting you bigly. Oui. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you very much. And earlier on, Cornelia had corrected for me that Herman Gill was only once that he ran against Dr. Kenny Anthony. So it was Herman Gill once, I think, Dr. Ulrich Mondesi twice, I think Carl Daniel once, I can't remember who were the others in the early days. I mean, when Dr. Anthony came in, it was Peter Josie that he blew away, and then the next one was Dr. Morella Joseph, if I remember correctly. I think so. That was going, or did she switch to go to Babono before they could have a run, whatever it was. So many things happened at that time. We have another caller on the line. Good afternoon. Okay. Sorry about that. Yes, she says Herman Gill was once, and then Hilary Saltibus at one point, I think, ran for UWP. All right. So, let's see this. Yeah, I got a message from someone who says, no, Morella never run against Kenny. She was due to, but I think with all the upheavals that went in the lead up to 2001 elections, the forming of the alliance that fell apart and all of that, I think at the last minute, Dr. Morella Joseph decided to try her luck in Babono. And I think she went up then against Felix Finisterre, who very easily won, if I remember correctly, and so on. So sometimes we have to go back and to look at the history and what happened. So it was Hilary Saltibus who in 2001 ran against Dr. Kenny Anthony. All right, we have another caller on the line. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues.
Hi, good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Fine. I want to ask a question. Has works on the Hall of Justice been stopped?
Hall of Justice? I haven't heard that at all.
Okay, because when listening to the Labor Day thing, barbecue they had in New York, one of the speakers on the opposition said that works on the Hall of Justice wasn't going on anymore, had been stopped due to the fact they were having problem with the church.
Who said that? Most likely the pastor?
No, it was Mr. Herman Gill.
Yeah, okay.
And then before that, the price, the cost of the Hall of Justice has been varied, because in 2021, when they asked the former Prime Minister when would the Hall of Justice be commencement of it, he said that he was trying to get 99 million from NIC for the commencement of the Hall of Justice. But a couple of weeks ago, Miss Nancy Charles said, because Mr. Peters had to call that time, she said they had 88 million right, for the Hall of Justice. But at the thing in New York, Mr. Herman Gill said they had 50 million. So I'm just trying to...
Yeah, they're on a deliberate campaign of misinformation and outright disinformation. They're trying their best to muddy the waters. I think the Prime Minister has given a definitive cost of what the halls of justice. I was just scrolling through my phone to see if I can find it and so on.
No, it wasn't what this Prime Minister said. The former Prime Minister said he had. He was trying to get 99 million from NIC. But Nancy said they had 88 million, and Herminger said they had 50 million. So each of them gave a different cost of how much.
Yeah, don't you realize the United Workers Party is the TKI party? We would have done, we were going to do, we were about to do, we had plans to do this, anything. Oh, they know that we already had plans to do this. Even things that they only do a sod turning ceremony, a groundbreaking for something, they come back and claim that they built it. They would have only a sod turning or groundbreaking ceremony for the building of a school, and they'll come with a list of schools that they built. But what it is that they did, just the groundbreaking.
And then I need to ask another question. I know the former Prime Minister, Mr. Guy Joseph, went to Washington to do some shopping on CIP. But can you tell me if it will be coming in the barrel just in time for...
I don't know. Apparently the person took their money and told them they would send the things for them. But, either the barrel came empty or it never came. So he's some conman na doesn't mahila.
Because I was wondering if everything would be coming down in the barrel.
No, but Ubatan actually must say, to hell with Martinez. Thank you very much, caller. Thanks a lot. All right, we still have time for a couple calls, so keep them coming if you so wish. 487-9849 is the number on which you can WhatsApp call us, and 4533-911. I was reading some messages. Vernon Kazabo, good afternoon to you. Yeah. Hi there. Hi, caller. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm okay. How about you? Yeah, go ahead.
Let me tell you something. And I posted this on Facebook this morning.
What's that?
Officer James, I posted something on Facebook this morning. I believe that Shasney, even if he had an iota of evidence, he would dare not show anything. You know why? Because they always say he who asserts must prove.
And also, too, if the evidence implicates you, who was in office at such and such a time, that such and such was done, that Galaxy was welcome, that Galaxy was given concessions, that Galaxy was given so many shares or files or whatever we call them and so on. There are things that are easy to prove. So you want to come now and to show that there is something nefarious going on with Galaxy, but where were you when Galaxy was given all of those things,
Because you would have to have a timeline to show.
Exactly.
Along because there's something called chain of evidence. Yeah. But the reason why he would show it, because right now, presently, Galaxy has sued Martinez.
Yes, as has, the former Prime Minister of St. Kitts and
so
all of that.
If he were to declare anything of evidential value, or so-called evidential value, he would likely be sued too.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yes.
He would likely be sued as well. So he is afraid that if he comes out with anything, any stupid thing, he might get the brunt of the full lawsuit.
Yes.
From Caribbean Galaxy and even the government itself.
Yes.
Or members of the CIP or members of the government.
Exactly.
So he knows that. So he understand? So the frustration grew. So he had no choice but to shout to help Martinez.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, he had no choice.
Yes. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon to Elizabeth Myrtle Charles and Hilary Les Flores. Special people to me, my former teacher, my former classmate, and also my former track mate also. Yeah, we were in athletics together. That guy was fast, This Hilary Les Flores guy, you won't guess it, He was quick. Joan T. Joan Edward, good afternoon to you, as well as Maria Bonaparte, even though she didn't call us today, says that she is in the class. Miguel Evelyn Fevrier, good afternoon to you as well. Anna Rose Anemone says all of them come in and talk about the same thing, healthcare. What else can they speak about? They can't even talk about what they will do better if they are re-elected. Marie Frederick, maybe I've acknowledged you before. He says, agree caller, Shasney bragging his mouth everywhere. Wiwin Isidore says, my doc Mondesi is not Flabo anymore. Martha Eugene, good afternoon to you as well. And let's see who else we have there that we haven't. Cecilia Francis. Lucians, be patient. It's a process when you have to prosecute someone and we want to do it right. And I'll take this up because I've gotten a couple of messages where people are asking about the special prosecutor. We have another call on the line. You're our final caller. Hello?
Yes, and sir.
Yes, hi. Good afternoon. You have just about a minute and a half left.
I need less than that.
Okay.
To hell with Martinez. I gave him a deposit and I didn't achieve nothing from that. Goodbye.
Adolphus Herbert says, Shelton, this can only be done in pages which are not frequency encoded, secure, unlike phones which are much more secure than the pages, which is a so-called archaic technology. Okay, I think it's talking about what I spoke about, the scary thing about people can blow up your pager. Can they do it if your phone, using superior technology and causing it to overheat and that sort of thing. The special prosecutor, I think at some point, some kind of update and statement needs to be provided. This matter about something is in court, we cannot talk about it. My friend, I believe lawyers and people should know, okay, we'll put out a statement. This is as much as we'll say, we'll not say so much. I think that needs to be done. Like I believe Galaxy, it's about time Galaxy put out a statement. Don't let Ernest Hill have to be going out there and taking all the blows and doing all the work and getting all the flack and so on. I think Galaxy, Lescan, their lawyers need to sit down and from time to time give a little update where you don't give away anything that is going to compromise or jeopardize your court case and so on. But don't maintain that stone aloof silence from the public, from your people and so on. And therefore, I believe the Special Prosecutor's Office, together with the Ministry of Justice, Attorney General, they need to put heads together and come and say, okay, we don't want to say anything that will prejudice anything about the case, but this is as much as we can afford to safely say, and we will do so. Don't tell me you don't have the acumen. Don't tell me you don't have, the perspicacity to put together something that keeps the public satisfied with the update while not jeopardizing the legal fundamentals on which you are going to do the case. We got to go now. Do we, Jaquan? Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Signing out.
The winning numbers for the midday draw of Wednesday, 18th September 2024 were Double Daily Grand, 6, 10, 15, 20. Big 4, 0, 7, 5, 1. The Big 4 Multi-X ball drawn is 2X. Pick 2, 9, 6. The Pick 2 Multi-X ball drawn is 2X. 1 off, 1, 6, 9. Lucky 3, 5, 4, 7. The Lucky 3 Multi-X ball drawn is 2X.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex,